I'm Janet Hart. I am a district manager for Starbucks, but today's not necessarily about Starbucks, it's about coffee. What we have in front of you is the Coffee Cielo. Has anybody ever done a coffee tasting before? You have? Good, okay, good. So the first thing we actually really do with coffee is, what's the first thing we do? Anybody know?
Smell.
We smell it, right? Because most of the taste we do is spices. This is what I always tell people who are my sources, like, I don't care if you like coffee or not. The point for them in the stores is to understand the differences in coffee, right? This one versus this one versus this one. That they do have different flavors and different bodies and different acidities. There's differences in them, but also to appreciate those 36 pairs of hands that went into making that coffee, and to just, whether you like the taste or not, just to respect the coffee farmer who grew that bean, and the guy who pulped it, and the guy who fermented it, and the whole process along the way, because we are what we call that last 10 feet. We can really screw it up. Coffee Cielo. First thing we do is we smell it, and we usually cup over it to get that best smell. I know I always look like I'm on a cold winter day, but that's my mood. Does anybody get anything? Do you pick up anything smell-wise? Coffee? That's good. That's good. I know I usually go, I don't know, white wax. It smells like in a paper cup. But anything else? Earthy? We usually, to say earthy is not a bad thing. It's okay to say earthy. Like dirt sometimes. Coffee Cielo has that little bit of sweetness in it, you'll find. I don't quite get the citrusy, but if I brewed it a different method, I probably would. What's the second thing we do with coffee? We taste, but there's a very special way we taste. We slurp this coffee. And we do it loud and we do it proud when we do it. We just give it, because there's a couple reasons. One, it's hot. That's why we slurp. And two, it splashes over your tongue, and if you're really sophisticated, you're real good at it. You go, yes, I'm picking up hints of. Right? You have a little snobby in it. You have to be a little snobby about it. But so go ahead and slurp in that taste. What do you pick up anything? In this coffee, some black coffees, and this is a Latin American coffee. Latin American coffees tend to be sweeter, so it's almost like we put the sugar in it already. And because it has a fuller body, this is a kind of a smooth coffee, we would call it. For me, it doesn't make me go like what some would, but it's almost got that creaminess in it a little bit, and I'm glad. There's three things we basically look for in a cup of coffee when we're describing it. One is acidity. And acidity is not that pH level, like what's it going to do to my stomach. Acidity is that juiciness and the brightness that's in that coffee. That's the first thing we look for. And in this case, we're probably medium in that acidity. I get it to linger a little bit, but it's not making my mouth water like a Kenya coffee would, like an African coffee would. The second thing we look for is body. Body being, okay, picture drinking whole milk and drinking non-fat milk. Whole milk has full body, it's a mouthful of, right? Whereas non-fat milk is very thin. How would you describe this one? Yeah, you almost have to compare it to something else, right? You have to know on the scale where you're at. And then the last thing we talk about is flavor, is what do we pick up flavor-wise in it? So we talked about that a little bit, the citrus notes, a little of that sweetness, a little bit of that cream.